Hello. See, I could have asked you how to say it in Greek. Hello and good afternoon. Thank you, Thanos, for having time for me today. Can you please introduce yourself and say what you're doing and maybe a little bit why you're doing and yeah, where you're coming from musically and where you want to maybe go to?
Perfect. So, hello everybody. Yes, thank you so very much as well for the opportunity. It's really nice seeing you and talking to you finally. And yes, my name is Thanos. Now I'm playing in a band that we're called the Black Capes. We're playing gothic rock, but in general, I've started playing music since the age of 8, something like that, with classical music studies and guitar. And after that, some bands came along, and my first major band was Enacted Messiah, totally different style. But now we're full on with the Capes, recording the third album, and yeah, it's something that we do because we like it, we love it, and I'm a person that always want to express myself through art, either that is music or other creations.
Okay, okay. So how did you guys meet up? I mean, you're all in Greek in Athens, right? So are you kind of old buddies, or how did the band happen?
The band, actually, we are in Greece in Athens right now, but in general, for the last bit more than a year, I live in London, but I'm in Athens now due to lockdown and everything. So yeah, the idea was Alex, our singer, gave me a call one day because we are mates from previous bands and from the scene around Athens, and we said, okay, why don't we make a project? For the love that we have about gothic rock and stuff. So he had some ideas, and we said, okay, let's find a couple of members so that we can record an EP. That went quite well. We really liked the chemistry between us, the way that we worked. So we decided to make it an album instead of an EP. And after that, we were not anymore a project. We were a band, and our main band. So it started as like let's record 5 songs, and then we really liked it, and we became a band. Like, yeah.
I see, I see. So the two of you started it, and then just recruited people. So already for the studio work, for the it was what was Monsters. It was all
The sponsors, the first
yeah,
album.
the
Yeah.
first album. So was there already a plan to have this live then, so that you kind of recruited the people also for that you will take it on the road and go and have shows?
Yeah. In the beginning, the idea was just to record 5 songs. So we called a couple of friends, Chris, Greg as our drummer, and Chris Rusty, our previous bass player, and we entered the studio. Actually, Alex knew these guys. I didn't know them back then, so I met them in the studio in order to go straight for the recordings. After that, when we record and produced and mixed everything, we started rehearsing. So we said, okay, that's a nice feel. So we started from there, and that was the point that we said, okay, let's record some more songs in order to make it a full album. So we'll be this band.
Okay, okay. So it basically started as a brainchild of you and the singer, and and kind of spiraled out of proportion to a whole band.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
is it still that you and the singer is doing the music, or are you more like a normal band, in quotes, that everyone chips in, and or are you still kind of giving the direction?
Mostly me and Alex are starting composing the music. Of course, everybody, you know, put his thoughts, or into the music, and also Stavros, that is our newest guitar player. He also composes as well, and we work in this new album that we're working on. We are working all together mostly, but not in rehearsals. We
Hmm.
mostly record some parts, send it to one another, add some ideas,
Hmm.
but yeah, mostly me and Alex.
Okay, okay. So I see, and you're currently in the studio, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like a really nice studio. In
thank you, thank
is
you.
it your private one or is it an public one?
It's a mix of both because it's
Okay.
mine and it's public. So
Oh, so you're also a producer and or what?
yes, I do have these the Deva Sound Studios as we call them with my friend Fotis, that he's a drummer from other bands in Greece. So we do have the studio for the last 10 years or so, and we're currently recording the new Black Apes album. So we're recording drums. We're tracking drums today. So now we are in the break that we have,
Hmm. Hmm.
afternoon break.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you, thank you for spending your time with me.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure. A nice talk with somebody. It clears your mind and nice things to say. And
Mhm.
it's a bonus. It's a plus for me.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Okay, so yeah, you're tracking Trumps because okay, we're gonna talk about this later because this is kind of one of my last questions. I'm always what is there to expect from you, and I mean we already know there is a new album on the horizon. Um, I wanted to talk about um, so you were kind of founded 2016, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It was 16.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't, the
Yeah.
question I'm alluding to is kind of because I think your strength is into live performances, and you were really lucky to share the stage with really great names and stuff. So how where have you toured already in Europe? Because for me it was not so easy to find so much out about you. There's some bits and parts, but you're still kind of like a how you say um, a hidden secret, a kind of nobody um, might heard your name or I can hear and I wait, one of your hit songs and stuff, but yeah, you're not easy to find. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, when you start a new band, it's not that easy to tour around and everything, especially when you're located in Greece, because in order to tour Europe, we're kind of isolated down in
Hmm.
the corner.
It's always an
So
island, yeah, like UK. But I mean, you live also in the UK, so you're always on an island. It seems like you like that.
yes, we have played some shows here in Athens. We haven't toured. We have toured massively with our previous bands, me and Alex,
Hmm.
uh, uh, many times throughout Europe. But this was with previous bands that we had. So now we released the first album. We did some shows, and the plan was to make a nice tour for the promotion of the second album,
Hmm.
as we have gained some experience, some popularity. You have to release something in order
Hmm.
to tour. But the second album that we have released, the Lullabies for the Dead, was released during lockdown,
Yeah.
so it was impossible to tour. So instead of freeze everything, we said, okay, we cannot tour. We will make some online shows, and we will go straight for the third album.
Hmm.
So yes, we haven't toured a lot.
Okay.
We have made some shows here in Athens mostly.
Okay. So you did already some online shows. So how did this work for you? Sorry, you were breaking up. So how did you
Yeah.
approach the online shows? Was it kind of like just you, or was it with other bands? Like you did a little kind of festival thing or something, or how did you do it?
Yeah, it was a couple of little festivals. One was by Absolution in New York City, and Alex, our singer, he was talking with Jason, that he's the DJ and the promoter there, and he was setting down a show for like a couple of bands and some DJs and everything. So it was really nice. So we went to a studio, we recorded a live show, and we streamed it there. And then there was one more for the carnival in Brazil.
Oh, cool.
And There is one more that is coming up. I think it's in April. That is in your homeland, Deutschland.
Deutschland, yeah, Germany, yes, right on, right on. Yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, this is the so what I'm gathered from you now. It's kind of you were on the cusp of going on tour, and then this. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's
Yeah,
so depressing. The pandemic happened, and now you're using the time to make a new album. And
exactly.
yeah, in leading up to our talk, like I said, I did some research and I found a few videos, not so many. Um, are you working also on more videos because the visual aspect of a music is also a very important thing? Is there something also coming in this direction?
Yes, of course. I mean, we do love video clips. For the first album, All These Monsters, we released, I think, 6 video clips,
Oh,
something like that.
then I have not really
Uh,
done my homework because I didn't found all of
and
them.
we released 3 more for the Lullabies for the Dead album.
Hmm.
And now we're focused strictly on music. But after we finish the recordings and mixing, mastering, production, everything, we will shoot some video clips before my return to London, most probably. So yeah, when we release the new album, we will have some new visual material as well.
Okay, okay. And so I gathered that you worked with some really great production people, and also for your artwork you got some. And this is because of your previous bands that you had the contacts, or did the label help, or how did you get in contact with these people?
No, we have Pete Russo, that he's the guy that he's responsible for the mixing and mastering for both of our previous albums, and he's gonna be responsible for that in this one as well. I knew him, but I haven't worked with him before. However, however, Alex with his previous band Poltergeist, he has mixed with him before, so it went really well the first time, and we said to keep it like that. So yeah, if you're in the industry, you know some people, you talk with them, you work with them, and when something happens and it's good, then you keep them.
Okay, no, that's, and I think it's also because you could also argue you have your own studio, so you could do
Yeah.
it yourself. But I think it's the much better way to have it outsourced because you're too attached to your own material. I mean, I'm talking with a lot of artists, and I get it. You can cut a lot of costs if you do it yourself, but you're so detached. You're not so. You cannot detach yourself from your own material, so you cannot be objective anymore. And so
Plus, you will
it's
always want to correct something, to fix something, and you will never release an
exactly
album.
that's
It
another
happened to
problem.
me before, believe
Yeah,
me.
yeah, okay. Now, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, you know what it is because yeah, this is sometimes people can have it for months, and you never. Maybe that's a good question for you now. How do you decide when a song is finished? Because basically you can a song for me from my perspective is always a work in progress. It's never really finished. You always can add a chorus and you can add some effects and stuff. But how in your with the Black Capes, how do you get to the point that you say, okay, now this is done?
Uh, this is really tricky. I mean, as you said, you can
You
always
can you
work
can go on and on and on and never release anything.
exactly. So, specifically for this album, we had a meeting during November that we started working really, focusing on that. And we said we put a deadline that it was February. Okay, we've stressed the deadline to the end of February, but still, but still,
Okay, okay, okay.
if you make a plan, then you push yourself, and then you try to, it's not our first album, and it's not my first album, so you try to be logical and clear your head, go to the deadline and everything. So take a pause for a week or something, listen the songs again, and be realistic.
Hmm.
I think if you have a plan and a deadline and everything, it's gonna be way more easy not to lose track.
Hmm.
Even though you don't have a deadline by a label, you have to put a deadline by yourself, I think.
Yeah, no, no, you're absolutely right. Because otherwise, like I said, you never really finished. And even with, I guess it's the same with you when you listen back to your first album, then you can kind of, I could have done,
Exactly.
you always learn something while you're doing it and stuff. So you seem to manage quite well that you get all the parts in on time, and so I mean, this is. I haven't told you this in our pre-talk. If you don't want to answer a question, just don't answer it. And then we move on, because this is a little bit more delicate question. So, because you cannot tour in anything, are you still doing okay money-wise? I mean, do you have an income stream besides music, or is it how are you doing at the moment? That's basically the
So,
question.
in general, we don't. Music is not our income, source.
Hmm.
We do that because we love it and we're having fun. Of course, in general, the economy is a bit weird these days,
Hmm.
obviously, and I don't know how it would be and how would it affect us if we were full-time musicians and this was our actually day job
Hmm.
or actually night job, because
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
but yeah, I think we manage in the way that most of us manage during these crazy times. And regarding the Black Capes, this whole situation, it maybe worked in our advantage, since we had way more time in order to focus on that,
Hmm.
comparing to the time that we would have if we were working every day and if I was in London and everything.
Hmm. I see. I see. Okay, so just to close with, you're doing well financially. You're okay. You have you're not starving. Let's put it this way: a starving artist. Like sometimes you.
Not yet, at least, because you never
Okay,
know what
sorry,
tomorrow
sorry
brings.
for that.
No, no.
Okay, then because you're working on a whole album, and also you said you started with a EP thing. I'm just want to kind of feel you a little bit, because you're in the business as well.
Mhm.
The things have changed today. I'm a little bit older, and so I remember that you bought a LP, and you put it on the record player, and you listen from top to bottom and everything. Today we are in a different scenario, as you know. So putting out an album, I talk with other artists, and they say
Mhm.
this is the worst thing you can do. You should just single after single after single, and maybe an EP once in a while, and or maybe then combine the. So, I mean, I get now from our talk, you are in the fortunate position, you don't have to live from that, so you are more flexible. You don't have to be. You don't have to play the market. Let's put it this way, or you don't have to do the please the algorithm of
Yeah.
Spotify to do everything. But as I know, you have a label, so do you have the freedom you want to do things? Or I mean, if you cannot talk about it, I don't want to
I
get
can.
you into
But yeah,
trouble.
I really like this question, because I'm really old school, like you in the
Hmm.
vinyl. And to be honest, after this past couple of months that I'm back in Athens, this is what I do every night. I play some vinyls on my home,
Hmm.
honestly, every night, and I've bought a lot of them. I'm like all the time on Discogs. But yeah, as about the label, we did have a label. We do not have anymore,
Oh,
because
okay.
it was the contract was like two album. We did two albums with the Darkskins. Now we're free from that, and I don't know exactly what's gonna happen for the next one. Or there are some things in our heads.
Hmm.
Still, it's nothing really for sure, so I cannot talk about them. And the thing that we want to do, and the thing that we most probably do, and I can say that with 90%, let's say,
Hmm.
accuracy. This one, of course, is gonna be on all, online streaming platforms and everything, and most probably we're gonna cut it only on vinyl.
Hmm.
So,
Cool, cool. So the
so
limited edition, or so any special designs or something?
to be honest, I don't know yet these details. We haven't talked that much about these
Hmm.
details. There was a thought because we do love vinyl, everybody
Hmm.
of us, and I think if you want to hear it on every time of an hour, you can hear it on Spotify or
Hmm.
iTunes,
Hmm.
or Apple Music and everything. If you want to really have it, I think
Hmm. Yeah,
vinyl is
it's
way better.
vinyl. Vinyl is the way to go. No,
So,
I'm
so
completely
that's
with you.
that's the thought.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
details I don't know yet because now I only think.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. And I don't want to keep you from it. So I mean, keep on doing it and make good music, and that's all that counts. And um, but having said that, sometimes it's the sad part that just quality is sometimes not cutting it, because
Yeah.
I don't want to bash any other artists or something, because you doing exactly the music I love. For me, I'm a
Thank you.
fanboy. This is kind of my stuff. Sisters of Mercy, Fields of Nephilim, or everything. What you and encapsulate is my thing. So I'm absolutely with you.
Thank you.
No, no, you don't have to thank me. I'm thank you to making the music I love to promote and I love to listen to. So it's quite vice versa.
Hmm.
But but having said this is still kind of that's why I talked about Spotify and algorithm and stuff. Um, I think so. Real handmade music is kind of getting the downward spiral, or I don't know how to say it. It's not really um, music with Spotify. As much as I like it, I also
Hmm.
hate it because it's more like a throwaway product. It's kind of like you use it whenever you want, and it's cool. On one hand I like it, on the other hand I hate it because it's so use it and throw it away or something, like
Yeah.
not really, you're not really invested in and more, like you said, with a vinyl you put it on, and then you're not just skipping to the next thing, or fast forwarding 30 seconds and whatever, and uh,
Exactly.
you don't do
But
it.
still, I think I do love Spotify. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
because
I
you
have
can
a
also,
hate love relationship, to be honest.
yeah. But through Spotify, you can while you're walking to go to your job, while you're running, while you're doing anything, you can hear your music, and with the Spotify radio, you can
Hmm.
talk about new releases, new bands, and everything.
Hmm.
And then, if you like them, you can buy their vinyl.
Exactly. Good point. You are a good salesperson. That's good. That's good. Yeah. No. And I'm. Like as you're absolutely right. Um, for one thing, like we just talked about, you're out without a label, but you don't have any problems to put out your music. Just if you think about it, in the past it was kind of, you needed to have at
Impossible.
least a little label to kind of get somewhere. And then you have to suck up to them, and and blah, 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 blah. And now the good thing is everyone can release the music. The bad thing is, and this I'm saying this as a radio DJ, everyone can release music, because not every music is good, as you might know. People can put together tracks on their iPhone and just throw it out, and it's
Yeah.
there. And so me as a radio DJ, I'm kind of really need to filter what comes on, in my
Yeah.
radio show, that I can, because there's a lot of not so good music out there. Let's put it this way. So for one hand, it's really cool, and I like it too. And I just checked your Spotify account, and I'm quite pleased to see that my playlist is your highest played playlist. So I'm doing something for you.
Thank
That's
you.
cool. No, you thank you. Like I said, for making the music I love to promote. So that's absolutely my pleasure. Um, so yeah, it's a double-edged sword, I would call it. It has its benefits and it's cool, but it's also yeah, it's annoying, and I myself, for me as a radio DJ and playlist curator, I try to do my best, but I'm not. And maybe we can talk about this. I'm trying not to be too social media crazy, because when I started this whole thing, I was like, I gained 5 followers, cool, and then I lost 3, and then oh man, I was sad, and like it's just numbers.
It's not the stock market.
Exactly. I want to. What I really realized is it doesn't really matter. If you reach 3 people and they really love your stuff, it's more worthwhile than reaching 1,000 and they're just, like a herd of sheep who are kind of like, taking up everything. And then the next.
It's about the feel, the emotions, and the music.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little bit sad, because I would have liked to talk with you a bit more about playing live, because like I said, this I think is your strength, and especially such a goth rock band, you can really shine there. But you had a few gigs, but only in Greece, I take it, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I never been in Greece, so it might be really great. But yeah, I cannot really talk about this one. So
Well, Germany is really nice on the shows and everything, because I've toured Germany excessively, but way back in the days with other bands, and we will definitely visit.
yeah, I think you guys belong on the Wave Gothic Treffen. I think you know Leipzig, and that's not far
I
away
was
from
living
me.
in Leipzig 6 months, like 10 years ago, in this Stadt.
Really, you did?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, the company I'm working for, we have a bureau there, so I'm quite familiar with it. Anyway, yeah, Germany loves Gothic music anyway, period. This is kind of, you are made for Germany. So yeah, we love you. That's for sure. So, what I usually ask, but maybe you can talk about it in your from your previous bands, even with. Oh no, I have a stupid question. Sorry for this. I have a really stupid question,
Okay.
but okay. The name, the Black Capes, I really
Yeah.
like it, because it has kind of like a wink wink to it. It's kind of like, okay, the Black Capes, yeah. This is kind of, at least this is how I see it. It sounds a little bit like tongue in cheek. To say it in English, it seems to me like you're taking yourself seriously, but not too seriously, in a way, because the Black Capes is so gothic.
Hmm.
How you say, the vampire stuff, or the
Yes.
Nosferatu, and has a black cape, and was it because of this, or did I kind of misunderstood the little joke here?
Oh yeah, okay. Of course, I can never heed this thing that we do love all this vampiric and Dracula and
And it's
everything.
absolutely fine. It's cool.
But the name was taken actually from a Bauhaus song. The Bela Lugosi is dead. The first
Ah,
verse
okay, yeah.
starts white and white, translucent black capes. So
Ah, I see. Okay. Oh, sorry, I kind of hearted myself. I wanted to get this away from the. It was not on purpose.
right.
Okay, so from a Bela Lugosi, but no, but from a Bauhaus. I have to admit, Bauhaus, I never really got. I know they're kind of the first goth thing,
Mhm.
but I never really got so warm with them. It's a little bit too how you say, too
Punk,
monotonic. Yeah,
to
it's
God.
too they're still punk. uh, I mean, not to be too fanboyish here, but they couldn't play their instruments that well. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, but still, they are quite unique So either you love them or you hate them, or it's good for you or not.
No,
They have,
you're right. I see what we did for the scene, and I see, for they had quite an impact. But it's kind of like, but also, we're talking about when was it, like 40 years ago or something. It was a different time. It was unique something then, and now we have heard the same formula again and again and again. It's like with punk
indeed.
is, I really love punk, but if you do the same punk like I heard 40 years ago, then I'm not gonna root for you, because it's good, but it's kind of boring. If you just reheat the same recipe over and over again. That's maybe the issue I have with Bauhaus. They were unique back then, but now they are, I heard other bands copying them so often, so that they are not unique to me anymore, even if they are the grandfathers
Yeah.
of a whole thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, um, but yeah, maybe let's stay here a little bit. So apparently you are Bauhaus fans, it seems, and of course from your sound. Sisters of Mercy, I can clearly hear, and Fields of Nephilim and stuff. So what else is kind of your influence?
Influence. Okay, of course we do hear a lot of stuff, and but some great artists that, I mean, you can never leave out your influences. Bands like The Cure, or bands like the Typo Negative, and I think the biggest of all, at least for me, is the one and only David Bowie.
Oh,
Come on,
okay.
of course.
That's not
So
so obvious, I have to say. I mean, I get, David Bowie is, there is no contest. He's the guy, he kind of
exactly,
reinvented
you cannot
himself.
find in our music, of course, no way. But still, even Bauhaus and Peter Murphy, if you see the way he sings, it's like trying to copy Bowie, in a good way, of course. Because I mean, yeah, we love him. I don't know.
No,
But of course, bands that you've said, and also more in the more metal area, like the Typo Negative stuff, or even more alternative stuff, of course, like the Placebo, the Muse, and rock and roll, and music is music.
yeah, this is what I like, what I love with music as well. It's kind of, music is like a big, how you say, a green pasture, and you can run in every direction. There is no right or wrong. There's just what you like and what you don't like. But I have a little question with it, because from what I heard so far, you have been quite consistent with your sound. I mean, getting better and grander, of course. But is there like, I mean, you have played in metal bands. Sometimes when I talk with death metal people, it's like, "Oh no, this is not true death metal anymore. We cannot play that." Yeah, I don't think you have the same attitude, but you are
No,
very consistent with your music output. Do you have a, do you deliberately kind of stick with it, and something what falls on the wayside you put in another project, or is it just that you are kind of really only living this kind of music? You see my point here? Is it, um,
exactly your
do
point.
you limit yourself, or do you? Yeah.
Yeah. So no, we didn't. I'm always go with the flow. Of course, we do have something in mind. I mean, obviously, but even the new album is a bit different as well. Yeah, you're gonna hear it when the
Okay.
time comes. It's we're going further and further away from these heavy guitars and this metal thing.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a bit more goth and a bit
Oh, okay. Okay.
more
Golf is fine. Don't.
yeah.
But I mean,
Uh,
yeah. Go
but,
ahead.
but
Sorry.
but it depends. The way music is an expression of your feelings. So how you dress it up, how you're gonna orchestrate it, product it, and everything. Of course, it's gonna be different in every project. But with the Black Apes, we didn't have something specific in our mind, rather than we love gothic rock. Let's do a project. oh, it's nice. Let's make it a band, but let's do it with a sound that is gonna be like in the 2020 or 2016 back then, in order that just to copy the old grand band that.
The bands you love. No, I get it, and this is exactly my point. Where when talked about Bauhaus, it's yeah, we were unique back then, but you doing Bauhaus 2016 or 2020 now, and then you kind of moving on and kind of pushing the boundaries and getting putting in some more stuff. The craziest band I think is like in this regard is Paradise Lost. Where every album is completely different. I mean, this is a little bit tough. I like almost all of them, so I'm fine with that. And I like you said, music is freedom, and it would be stupid to kind of cut yourself off of wherever you want to go. Exactly, and when we come back to the good thing we are right now, we are you can put out whatever you feel right for you, so there is no boundaries, and you have complete freedom and freedom to do whatever you want, even especially now that you don't have a label. Dark Tunes I don't think is a bad label. You fit in there perfectly. But if you don't, you can do whatever you. I just wanted to ask you something. Oh shit, I forgot. I should have written it down. Sorry. Missed. Sometimes I was
Gonna come back.
Yeah, it will come back. So, but maybe one irritating thing I found as I was kind of researching you a little bit was there was you were in a collaboration with an energy drink or a drink thing for some videos. If you want to talk about what was this about?
It was, we had to talk with these guys, and it was a win-win situation for both sides. That's all.
Okay. So just how you say endorsement deal or something like that.
Yeah, an endorsement for a couple of music videos. So it was nice. There's also some guys that I knew that they're importing this drink here in Greece. So we had a talk. We thought it was a good idea, so we did it. That's all.
Okay, good. So, yeah, because I cannot remember what I wanted. As you have been touring, was there any moment? First of all, okay, there's two questions here. Do you can share with the audience some funny things from on the road, or on stage that a miss happens, your guitar blew up or your amp was on fire, or you missed the road to the club where you were playing or something. Do you have any funny story from the road?
Well, with the Black Apes, no, really, because we haven't really toured. Yeah. But previous tours back in the days, of course, there are many things that happen on the tour, and there are some that are good to mention, some not so good to mention.
Okay. Only give me the PG-13.
Maybe the most weird was that I remember myself being. After the show in a bar in Italy, and the next thing I know is that I open my eyes and I'm in Munich for the next show.
Okay, and you don't remember how you got from there to there?
We had some good time.
Okay, yeah, no further questions. And the other question I have with that is also, was there any starstruck moment then, that you shared the stage with somebody where you were like, where you are a fanboy and we were like, I'm gonna play with X, and it's like, I'm gonna die.
It happened when and it was here in Greece, actually, in the town of Thessaloniki in northern Greece, when I had the privilege to play with the Typo Negative.
Oh wow! Really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
with
Oh
the
wow!
previous band that I had.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah. No, I got it. I mean, Peter Steele, rest in peace. So I mean, this is great.
So I think this tops it all for me, at least.
Yeah, no, I couldn't think of anything. I mean, maybe if you would play with Deepish Mode or something, yeah,
Yeah,
that's also
the
some
best mode
cool.
would be nice.
Of course, would
David
be
next as well.
David Bowie. Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, if you go like this, then yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot
right.
of things you could go. Okay, so yeah, um, let's go. Or no, we already talked about it in the beginning. So you're working on new material. So what else? Oh no, not what else. But what can the people expect from you in the future? I mean, you don't have a certain date yet, as far as I understand, and that's absolutely fine. You talked about having deadlines is a good thing, but I'm not going to push you. Don't worry.
Well, so the plan is okay. We record now the album. We're gonna mix it later on this spring, and probably it's gonna be released autumn of 21. Now it depends on how the things will gonna be like worldwide with all this pandemic. Of course, we'd love to make a tour in Europe and the States, or you never know. Um, Now we're focused on this album. We have really worked on it because, fortunately, in this whole unfortunate situation, we had the time to do it. So yeah, the plan is to release the album, to finish the album, to release the album, and then to hit the road. But of course, it's not in our hands.
I just realized I know exactly a person you need to connect with, because he's in the UK, and his band is Esprit d'Air, DR. That's a Japanese visual kai band, but he's a manager. He's a promotion manager, and he
Okay.
knows the guitar player from Sisters of Mercy. So I should get you in touch with him, because I mean, you are in the UK. You might be even able to. I think he's in London, to meet with him. He's a really cool guy from Japan, and he really knows how to work things. So once this world unpauses, because here I'm the fanboy is speaking. I want to see you on tour. I want to see you coming to Germany so I can see you live, of course. So it's just very selfish. But yeah, no, I get you in touch with him. He's a really cool dude. Um, yeah. So, I mean, sorry, but it's nothing for the conversation. But I just realized, yeah, I can make maybe something happen here. Um,
Be
yeah.
nice. Really nice.
Be nice for all of us. Let's put it this way. I mean, I love his music, and I'm doing my little part. By the way, if your new album is coming out, please hit me up as well, because I have a radio show and a playlist, as you know, and I can do my little promotion with it as well. So I'm happy to help. Yeah, my pleasure. It's I really love to promote, and I only promote the things I love. That's also, I'm not gonna
That's
getting paid for like you. I have freedom. I only play the music I love in my show, and also put only the music I love in my playlist. So that's absolutely fine. You don't have to thank me. Um, okay, so thank you very much for your time.
a
Um,
pleasure. Thank you, Jason.
like I said, please send me a nice picture so I can use it as a thumbnail, and I will get in touch with you and send you the connection details to this other person. He likes his privacy, so I'm not going to say so much about him.
No,
I
no,
should have
of
not.
course.
But
Appreciate
anyway,
it.
uh, I think he will love what you're doing, and you fit in perfectly there.
Perfect. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
so thank you very much. All the best, and yeah, let me hear your things whenever you are ready. Of course, no pressure, no deadline. Stay healthy and stay sane. Because I don't know how you are dealing with it. Okay, well, let's not go there, because
Uh,
last
it's,
yeah.
it's, it's really simple. Just music keeps me sane.
Okay,
Music keeps me
exactly.
sane. That's
Keep on doing music, stay sane, because yeah, this is not the easiest time. But There is a light at the end of a tunnel.
I see you in the flesh when we're gonna visit Germany.
You will, and you will drink a beer with me.
Please.
Okay, thank you very much.